Ladies and gentlemen, a hush in the command bunker. Lights flicker over arrays of radar screens as whispers crackle. Iran's drone swarms vigilantly circle Gaza's horizon, drawing the watchful eyes of Israeli air defenses. Pulses of electromagnetic interference ripple through the data feed, jammed in rhythm by unseen disruptors. Missiles poised in silos tremble at the thought of a breakthrough. Interceptors track swerving targets mere seconds from launch. Every technician, heart pounding, knows that one miscalculation could trigger a conflagration. In the digital battle beneath the dust-laden skies, cyber warfare strikes are launched in milliseconds. Malware lurking in the network's depths, ready to seize control of guidance systems or cripple communications. On one front, stealth UAV mapping troop movement blend with the olive-green horizon. On another, sharpened anti-rockets lie dormant, awaiting command orders. The stakes are high, each transmission weighed with lethal consequence. And as early warning systems flicker, linking sea-based AEW platforms with land-based missiles, the balance of power depends on split-second decisions, flawless codes, and unyielding steel. The board is set, the players know the moves, but in this theater nothing is certain. The night sky over Gaza ignites with streaks of fire as Israel's Iron Dome batteries roar to life, intercepting incoming rockets with blistering precision. Yet, the air is alive with something new, loitering munitions deployed from Iranian proxies, weaving unpredictable patterns designed to overwhelm algorithms that once seemed unshakable. The operators inside hardened bunkers grip their consoles, adjusting firing solutions in real time as swarm tactics attempt to pierce the protective umbrella. Each impact avoided is a heartbeat saved, but every missile launched drains precious reserves. In the background, deep earth sensors monitor for the thud of subterranean movements, where tunnels stretch like veins beneath the soil, concealing fighters and weapons. Israeli reconnaissance satellites orbiting silently above relay high-resolution imagery down to strike centers, their lenses capturing even the faint glimmer of heat from hidden launchers. The battlefield has become a laboratory of modern war where software engineers are as critical as gunners, and drone pilots rival jet aces of old. Every second, the thin line between survival and catastrophe depends not only on firepower, but on the ability to predict, adapt, and strike faster than an enemy's machine can compute. Far out at sea, Israeli missile frigates glide silently along the Mediterranean, their decks bristling with vertical launch systems ready to unleash precision strikes. Beneath the waves, submarines lurk in complete silence, cloaked in acoustic shadows, gathering intelligence while keeping ballistic payloads within reach of Iranian linked positions. Across the desert, Iranian ballistic missile units roll into concealed launch sites, their Shahab and Sejil systems angled skyward, capable of reaching targets hundreds of kilometers away. Mobile radars sweep the horizon, scanning for incoming Israeli aircraft equipped with electronic countermeasures, their stealth coatings shimmering against the dark skies. The atmosphere is electric. Fighter jets roar above at supersonic speeds, while cyber warriors deep underground battle in invisible duels, probing each other's air defense grids for weaknesses. Every keystroke, every line of code can disarm a battery or blind a satellite feed. On the ground, armored columns prepare for escalation, backed by precision, guided artillery loaded with smart shells that can adjust trajectory mid-flight. This is not merely a clash of soldiers, it is a contest of machines, algorithms, and long-range firepower. The tension grows heavier with each radar ping, as the possibility of one wrong launch spiraling into regional war hangs like a sword over the Middle East. In the skies above, squadrons of Israeli F-35 stealth fighters slice through the night, their radar, absorbing skin, rendering them nearly invisible to Iranian surveillance. With precision avionics, they lock onto suspected command nodes while drones orbit as decoys, feeding false signals into Iranian radar arrays. On the opposite front, Iran fields its Russian-inspired Bavar 373 air defense systems, a formidable shield designed to track and destroy advanced aircraft at long range. Their missile tubes glisten in the floodlights as operators lock in coordinates, scanning for even the faintest heat signature of incoming jets. Above them, satellite relays beam encrypted data to control rooms buried deep under reinforced bunkers. This is no longer about who can shoot first, but who can remain unseen the longest. Electronic countermeasures flood the ether, disrupting GPS signals, warping targeting systems, and forcing pilots to rely on instinct as much as technology. In real time, algorithms duel like gladiators in the digital arena, each seeking to deceive, overwhelm, or disable the other. The modern battlefield stretches from orbiting satellites to underground fiber cables, and every strike is preceded by an invisible war of sensors and signals. Each moment brings the possibility that the invisible will suddenly erupt into fire. On the ground near Gaza, the clash transforms into a brutal showcase of hybrid warfare. Israeli Merkava tanks, outfitted with trophy active protection systems, roll steadily through dust-choked streets, their armor shimmering with reactive tiles designed to neutralize incoming projectiles. They are not alone. Robotic ground vehicles crawl beside them, equipped with mounted cannons and reconnaissance sensors, scouting ahead without risking human lives. In the shadows of ruined buildings, Iranian-backed militias wield portable anti-tank guided missiles, their launchers linked to real-time drone feeds, creating kill zones designed to slow the armor's advance. The air vibrates with the hum of quadcopters, dropping micro-munitions with surgical precision, hunting not mass formations but single vehicles, single outposts, even lone operators. Both sides employ loitering drones like vultures, circling overhead, waiting for the perfect strike. At the same time, electronic jammers mounted on armored carriers attempt to fry circuits mid-flight, turning the very sky into a contested domain. In command centers, data streams from satellites, UAVs, and infantry helmets merge into an AI-driven tactical grid, where every move is calculated, cross-checked, and fed back to the front in seconds. The battlefield has become a chessboard of steel and silicon, each piece moving with deadly precision. The cyber front surges as fiercely as the physical war. In Tel Aviv's underground complexes, Israeli cyber units launch counter-intrusions, dismantling hostile code that seeks to paralyze power grids and scramble air defense radars. Across the region, Iranian cyber specialists retaliate, targeting financial systems, satellite uplinks, and critical infrastructure in a silent offensive that leaves no crater yet cripples entire cities. Banks flicker offline, communications black out, and civilians feel the shockwave of war, not in explosions but in vanished data. Artificial intelligence becomes the unseen commander, analyzing vast rivers of information in real time, predicting strikes before missiles even leave the launchers. Quantum encrypted lines are tested against relentless hacks, while malware disguised as friendly signals slips into enemy servers, attempting to shut down missile guidance or redirect drones mid-flight. For every success in this hidden battlefield, another breach emerges, a perpetual duel of innovation and countermeasure. The battlefield now stretches beyond geography, spilling into the digital bloodstream that sustains modern nations. Here, soldiers are coders, weapons are algorithms, and victories are measured not in captured ground, but in stolen secrets and crippled systems. The front lines are no longer visible, They are written in lines of code across invisible networks. The conflict spills into the seas, where naval supremacy becomes a decisive factor. Iranian fast attack boats armed with cruise missiles dart across the Persian Gulf, weaving between commercial vessels to mask their presence. Overhead, maritime drones scan the waters, transmitting live coordinates of Israeli naval assets back to command centers. Israel responds with Tsar-class corvettes, their decks bristling with Barak air defense systems capable of intercepting skimming missiles in fractions of a second. Submarines glide beneath the surface, silent hunters armed with long-range cruise missiles that can strike deep into enemy territory without warning. Anti-ship ballistic missiles rise from mobile launchers along Iran's coastlines, streaking toward the horizon, testing Israel's naval defenses. In return, advanced radar buoys are deployed, floating sentinels linking ships, aircraft, and satellites into a seamless web of detection. Electronic warfare pods attempt to scramble missile guidance systems, projecting ghost signals to mislead incoming threats. Every ship, every drone, every sonar ping becomes part of a cat and mouse game where one miscalculation could send entire fleets to the ocean floor. The sea, once a barrier, has turned into a vast battlefield of steel, silence, and sonar, holding the power to tilt the regional balance in an instant. The entire region trembles under the weight of escalation, where every weapon, every algorithm, and every strategy threads the needle between deterrence and devastation. In hardened bunkers, generals scan holographic maps lit with swarms of red and blue markers, each a drone, a missile, a fighter jet in motion. Precision strikes echo across the night as hypersonic weapons, nearly impossible to intercept, streak through the atmosphere at 5 times the speed of sound. Civilians watch from shattered rooftops, their lives suspended between silence and sudden fire. Across the digital ether, satellites relay warnings of launches, while AI-driven simulations project the consequences of each strike in chilling detail: escalation to a regional war, or restraint that buys another fragile dawn. Both Iran and Israel understand the stakes. One misstep could pull global powers into the vortex, turning Gaza into the ignition point for a far wider inferno. The battlefield has transcended borders, fusing cyber, air, sea, land, and space into a single, unbroken chain of conflict. It is a contest of endurance, a duel of machines and minds, where survival depends on speed, resilience, and sheer resolve. The Middle East stands on edge, the outcome uncertain, the storm far from over.